Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. John, myself, Fox, here on the show this evening is the two elder statesmen of Rangers Radio, Bridgeman and AK. Evening, gents.
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Bridgeman. Thank you for that, and evening to the Rangers Radio listeners.
Oh my goodness. Can I say a big evening to yourself, Oxshire, and yourself, AK, old boy. And of course the techie boys in the background. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, a great victory last night. Great. For me anyway, I'm happy. Very happy there. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
I apologise, AK. I misread Fox's strip there. It was Bridgeman Elder, you the statesman. Sorry.
It's an easy mistake to make.
Very good.
I missed out a word. Right, we're all laughing. We're all laughing.
Superb.
What a difference a result makes. Bridge.
Oh, yeah, man. Everybody's happy. Every Rangers fan's going to be happy with the result, most assuredly. And of course, as human beings and Rangers fans, there will be points in there that you weren't happy with certain parts of the game and so on and so forth. But to go away to Nice and come back with scoring 4 goals, and obviously we gave one away, but my goodness gracious, a fabulous result for us. Fabulous result, and it puts us in a really nice position. But we'll get some 3 really tough games coming out. The last 3 games this stage of the Europa League. Boy, it's going to be difficult. But we'll give ourselves a chance. I hope we just could go forward with it now. Just go forward, Rangers, and don't look back. All the crap that's happened to us in the past, don't look back. Just keep going forward. That's what I
get Bridges' point, AK, that you don't play the perfect game of football. And we're prone to myself, and we're going to dissect the game in a second, but people cling on to the negatives in a positive evening. I really don't understand it, mate. I know we're going to critique it, and we might mention a save, we might mention their goal, we might mention my misplaced passes, but if I would have said to you at 5-8, AK, I'm putting 50 on, Rangers to win 4-1, Igamani to get a double, and and us to be winning 3-0 at half time, you'd have said, you're mental, Ox.
Aye, definitely. Well, it is what it is. I mean, supporters have their own point of view, of course, today. But there just appears to be a section of your support that's here unwilling, they're incapable of giving the team and the manager credit for a good win and a good performance, and that's what we got last night. So very happy, very nice.
Would you went doubles with the 50 for that bet?
I don't think you'd get much back for a Rangers -1 victory, never mind a 4-1. But no, I'm pleased for all the supporters that was out there backing us, and this is just the Rangers team. We just never know. It's a box of chocolates, as they've been described as. You know, you never know what you're going to get. But in Europe in particular, they just seem to raise their game, and good on them. Some brilliant goals last night.
Well, I suppose they were all heroes last night. You see what I've done there? And they played a bit of quality.
And the box of chocolates, heroes.
And there were no celebrations.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dear. What do you think, Bridge?
Yeah, as I said, I thought I thoroughly enjoyed the game, but being my age and following them the way I do and things like that, I get so tense when I'm watching them, and you know, at half time I relaxed, and I couldn't believe we got the 4th. I just couldn't. So I loved the game.
I didn't relax. I was thinking about the Man City game during the week.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking about that. I relaxed and thought. I was screaming at the players for every bad passer or poor passer, misplaced pass. I was screaming at them. Yeah, and see it. By the way, I'll wait till later on because you're going to talk about the game. But But you know, points in the game where I was shouting, "Oh, you get off," and so on and so forth. But seriously, bad names.
Yes. Right, so the game started. I just want to talk. I want to praise the boys that were playing last night and maybe the starting 11. And by the way, the team last night that nearly started was pretty identical to the one Fox would predicted would be our best team going forward. There you go. Remember, we done it a few months ago and Fox gave us a, you know what he does, when he just makes us sit in the corner, he gets the blackboard out and talks to his number all fine. Right, you know what I mean? And he done it with that team and he was spot on, you know. Well, I suppose it was that time of the year to get something right, you know. Right, so so we started in the ball went out in the first minute, the ball went out to Igaman. Well, it didn't go out to Igaman, it was up in the air. And he goes up like big Kelso trying to look down and see the jack and pulls it down in his chest and controls the ball and passes it out to, I think it was Sterling, and went and gets the ball back. Now, I don't know if you noticed that, AK, but you're like, that's different.
Well, he offers something different, and that was quite clear. But no, the big man put in an excellent performance. I mean, we were shouting for him to get a start a few weeks ago, if you remember, after his appearance up at Tannadice. He started against Hibs, didn't he? And to be honest, I think he got hooked after an hour, maybe even half time. I can't remember, but he wasn't making an impression on the game at all, Oaks. But last night you seen the attributes that Fox actually spoke about in the kind of pre-season as well. He'd seen him in action before, and he told us he was strong, he was quick, he could hold up the ball, he could link play, and you seen all the attributes last night, completely different for the option that Dessers gives us, and what a difference it made to the team. Not just up front, but the actual fact the ball was sticking up there and the runners were coming on to him, and maybe that's what we've been missing. You know, that this the formation and setup that everybody keeps criticising, maybe that is the problem. Dessers can't do that, and Iganami showed last night what should be getting done.
Right. So the first minute, did you notice him pulling the ball down in his chest?
I did, yes. Yeah.
Right. Did you notice it? The skill and the ability. There's definitely something there.
Well, you
draw, and we get that. So the game started, and there wasn't too much happening. And we had a couple of times to get into our territory. Then we had the moment. Bridgeman, how did we not score? 3-on.
Oh, God knows.
3-on-1, yeah?
Yeah, I utterly unbelievable. Number one, brilliant getting through there, brilliant running non-stop, and I loved what he did until he made his mind up what he's going to do, and he gave it to Rangman. He put the pass the wrong way. Simple as that.
Should have went to Cherny, AK, yeah?
Of course.
Aye, that's the one. There were three of them throwing them, and Iganami got the ball stuck under his feet. He could have went to Cherny and he'd have stuck it away. Where about the penalty shouts?
I'm just going to come to that. And just before that, we had the bizarre. And I've got to say, take Rangers out of the equation. It was the bizarrest bit of refereeing stroke VAR I've seen. Ultimately, the right decision was made, AK.
Absolutely. When you see it back, it did look as if the initial block looked as if Suter went up with hands, but the VAR proved that. I think it was proper blocked it with his back, and then Barron nipped in, and you went, oh, that could be a pen, but he won the ball, and then I think went out to was it Sterling that kind of blocked it, but VAR done its job. You know, that's what it's there for, so no penalty. Carry on.
Can I ask you a question? What were they all raging about? What were the French managers? What were they all raging about? If the VAR got it right.
I think they were going back that far. They wanted to look at last week's game and see if
it was
a penalty.
Oh, very good. Very good.
You know? But I don't get that. Just a wee technicality, AK. I thought the VAR was meant to look at the decision that the referee gave the penalty for to see if there's a clear novice, not to then start checking other ones, yeah? If once he's given the penalty. I don't know. I've not looked in there, but that was my understanding. So I found that a bit bizarre. But ultimately, the right decision was made because there wasn't VAR. That referee gave that penalty kick.
Absolutely, absolutely. So VAR got the referee out of a position then, and probably if that was Scotland, then that would have been a penalty against Rangers. Well done, VAR. Done its job.
And the referee intimated, I think it was the initial one, we shooting a proper, can't remember. So anyway, so we get that. So when we missed that chance, I'm thinking, oh, we could pay a heavy price for this. We've seen this movie before, the Lyon game. Well, we never missed the chance. We missed the opportunity to make a chance. So I thought Jeffy was lively going forward initially, and then all of a sudden we started to get a wee foothold in the game, and we got a big slice of luck, Bridge. Iggerman comes in and steals the ball, puts it back to Tierney. He hits it. Not the greatest of shots, and there's a double deflection, 1-0 the Rangers. I'll take it all day long, Bridge.
You got to say, huge luck for us. But at the same time, the boys did well holding the ball in the box. He actually, Iggerman actually managed to install that ball, because it really, the defender should have been clearing that. But he managed to get in front of him, take the ball, and all of a sudden the ball pops out and pops in, and all of a sudden, bang, Tierney gets a shot, left foot shot, and he has got a good shot on him. I'm not dead sure whether it took 2 deflections or 3 deflections. I can't remember if it hit one of their players in the back of the head or something went in. But wonderful goal. I was so happy. Wonderful. Great. That cheered me up no end, that did.
Slice of luck, Kay. You've got to take it, move on.
Absolutely. But it's buying a lottery ticket, innit? If you don't have a shot, take a chance, then it's not going to go in. I thought the way Tierney took it, caught the keeper a wee bit flat-footed. I don't think he was expecting the shot, but the fact that it took a slight nick and then hit the underside of the defender's boot, I think, kind of wrong-footed him, and it went in. The Bears were delirious.
Yeah, I heard that's what your nickname is at the Bulls, Ricochet.
No, a wee Chinaman and Chatham lie.
Aye, so we get the goal, and we started playing with a bit of confidence, didn't we? We started knocking about the ball about, and then, well, Desser's the brain. Sterling plays a chip ball in, try to put that over the centre half back. He didn't think there was a lot in it. Centre back doesn't do his business. He's out his head. Diamondi's there, and I'm going to say, an exquisite finish. That's not an easy skill, what he done. He done it and managed it. Now, I've got to be honest, in that situation, I think that's a 3 out of 10 goal. People will say, oh, he's only going to pass it to the goal. No, I know the way he took it. And I was like, I didn't see it coming. I was delighted. And I'm thinking, well, this gives us a bit of breathing space here. Okay.
We were actually talking about it just before we came on. Said to Bridge and Fox, Diamondi, that was unbelievable, that finish, because I'm 100% sure he meant it. You know, the big defender, Pablo Rosario, I think he thought it was skipping through to his goalkeeper, and Diamondi's seen the flight of the boys, judging that the defender's leaving it, he's estimating where the ball's going to bounce. It just skips, and the way he kind of flicked it, and to get it up and over the keeper for that angle, wow. 2-0, absolutely brilliant. Well done, Diamondi.
Bridgeman?
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic goal for us. Diamondi, a beautiful goal. I think he's been deserving of a goal for a wee while now, and he's just been unlucky. But he got that, and he read the ball, followed the ball, and it's, you know, that eye-ball coordination. It was just my ball all the way. And, you know, their defender, if that was been Bridgeman, he'd have been shouting, keeper, this is your ball, keeper, ball, you know, whatever, you know. And the keeper, I don't know where he stopped and wondered what was happening. But that centre-half, it looked as if the centre-half had a great blunder. So I don't know if he did shout to the keeper, but that was a keeper's ball all the way, because Diamondi could see the ball's going to go over his head. He's not going to get that, you know. But what a wonderful shot. What a wonderful touch. What a brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant goal. We always praise the wee one for, I can't remember his name, it was off the top of my head. The one when it dropped over his shoulder and he's straight in, the ball hardly even touched the ground.
Jermaine Defoe.
Jermaine Defoe.
It
That was one of the best goals I've ever seen.
It wasn't quite like that, but I get what you're coming from.
Oh, wonderful. Great to follow the ball. Great to follow the ball. Well done. Great move for Rangers. Very happy.
Yeah, so then it goes from better to better. Okay. Another blunder. The bigger man who reads the boys in trouble, passes it back away. He's nicks in, takes it round the goalkeeper. I think he then went for a fag, went to the toilet, come back, and then decided to put it in the goal, didn't he?
Aye, coolness personified there. We're all going, shoot, it's an open goal, shoot. You seem to wait in the defender just coming into position and go, bump, there you go, I'll just put it by you. He was the coolest guy on the planet. Brilliant, Aganami.
Time seemed to stand still, did it?
Aye, superb. Cool.
You know? Oh, aye. Good goal, Bridger. Good goal.
Oh yes, fantastic stuff. You know, it just seemed to. I wonder if it was in his head. He's looking at it saying, "This guy isn't actually going to get it to the keeper." You know, because you're in a position you could see both players, and to him in all probability thought he's never going to reach the keeper with that. And bang, because he was. If that had been obviously one of our own players putting the ball through to him, he's miles offside. But it's a pass back, and well, what judgment? What judgment got round him? Loved it. I just loved it. Hey, here we go. Just loved it.
I must admit, at 3-0 at half time, we're in dreamland, and all right, that team at times looked disjointed, but goals change games, AK. You know, goals change games.
Aye. When it's like that, it's 3-0, you're cruising. Nice start making quite a few subs. They need to get the next goal to get back in the game. And the game seemed to opened up even more, and we could have scored even more. And the fourth goal wasn't far away.
So we come out in the half time, and they've made no changes, and the game started, and we had opportunities, loads of opportunities to score goals and chances as the game went on. But the fourth goal, bigger man, closes the boy down out in our left-hand side, gets the ball, steals it off him, and for me, he nutmegs him. I've not watched this since last night, I've no time, but he nutmegs him. Albert says he had it in him. I'm going to have a quick look at that while we're on the show, but I think he nutmegs him, and he goes through and passes it into the net. I was thinking, what are you going to do? Oh, square it, there's Tierney. Oh, Tierney's coming in. The next thing, the ball was in the net. Good goal by the boy, and 4-0, and we're in dreamland. Bridgeman, dreamland.
Oh yes. I was having to get pulled off the ceiling. It was just wonderful. Brilliant. It looked to me as if he stole the ball and then he nutmegged the guy. And that's what I see. He kind of nutmegged him. And away he went. No stopping him. But obviously it looked as if he was running out of space. And Tierney was the obvious pass. Looking at it for me, I would have said he's got to just square that ball to Tierney, and Tierney will pop it in the net, no problem. But my goodness gracious, didn't he just take it in, put it on his right, and wonderful goal. Just great. Keeper no chance. Lovely to watch. Another class goal for Rangers. Another class goal.
Yeah. Listen, 4-0. We couldn't believe it. Somebody mentioned it was similar feeling to the Dortmund result because we didn't see it coming, AK, if you're honest, when we're sitting 4-0 up, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've struggled. We've only scored 2 away goals in the domestic Premiership this year, and then we've doubled our tally there last night in Nice. But you got to give credit to Agamani again there. Composure, and it written all over it. I mean, he's got runners, he's got options, but he doesn't see anybody. That's what a striker should be like. You know, the selfish bit in him, and he just coolly slots it by the keeper. Brilliant.
Are you saying that a striker should always take a shot?
Most of the good ones, I think, are selfish. I think Bridgeman will tell you that.
No. Are you saying that a striker should always take a shot, yes or no?
Yes, a good one, yeah.
We'll come to that later on, mate, and see if you still agree.
Unless it's Dessers, pass it.
Right, so we're 4-0 up. We're Dreamland. And let's be honest, Jeff did a good effort, who I thought had a great game, but I thought Raskin shaded them. I thought Raskin was outstanding last night. Jeff could have scored. There was opportunities. McCausland put a ball in. Ridvan, the short time he was on the pitch, could have had a hat-trick. And then with a few minutes to go, the game's petering out. They're all over the place. We're looking dangerous every time we come apart. There's sucked energy. Run me through it. AK, what happened?
It's one of them that came out in slow motion. I think it was Tavernier hit the byline. He put it on a plate for Dessers. Dessers, to be fair, his first touch was excellent on the chest to bring it down. The keeper
Is that what's maybe thrown him? Give him a bit of sympathy. Is that what's maybe thrown him?
He went into a bit of shock. But the keeper was expecting the net to bulge in behind him. I think he barely had a dive at it, and he seemed to just sclaff it by the post. 6 yards out. I mean, Shanklin missed with 12 yards right enough for Hearts, so I think he just went, hold my beer here. I can beat that. 6 yards out. Oh, dear, man. What can you say about the big man?
You know, and obviously we're laughing because of the time in the match and the situation in the match, Bridgeman, but it was a sitter, wasn't it?
Unforgivable. I'm sorry to say these things, and we're such a happy mood. But he did wonderfully well. I thought Tav did really well to reach it, that ball, and get it across. And it was a fabulous wee cross. And that guy did really well, Big Dessers, up there, chests it down, all the time in the world, nobody near him, only the goalkeeper slightly in front of him. And what does he do? He puts it, I don't even know if it went maybe a yard past the post, maybe 2 yards for all I know. I was screaming at, I suppose most of the Rangers fans who were watching it anywhere were probably screaming at him. I just couldn't believe it. And I thought, but the last thing I said to him on out the screen, that is, take him off. For God's sake, take him off, because he's never going to get a goal. He's not going to score tonight, and he's probably not going to score for next month. That's what I thought. So, but I thought, wonderful, really lovely to watch, and except for obviously the final bit of it, you know. And what you mentioned there about young McCausland, I thought young McCausland did very well for a short time he was on the park as well. I thought he did very well.
Aye. And by the way, if we're honest, Dessers' confidence is a thing, and well, he's no short of it, but it's a bad miss. It's a bad miss. And then we lost a goal for a free kick. Young Baylor Rice gave away a free kick. Good to see him getting some minutes. He looks physically strong. Couldn't judge him last night. Yeah, there was a couple of fouls. One was never a foul, and he gave away the free kick for the goal because he took one for the team. Maybe he should have learned to just maybe let it roll because of the state of the play. Boyd put it in the top corner. For me, Jack Buckland's maybe half a heel. Too far, gave himself too much today. So I imagine that must be Colin Stewart. It must be coached him in goals, but I thought it was too far. But that's a small negative and an outstanding result for the Rangers. AK.
Aye, absolutely. To be honest with you, I would really give credit to the Nice guy for putting it in rare and being critical of Butland. Guys of that ability are capable of that. He got it up and over the wall with a bit of pace, a bit of curl, so it was a well-taken free kick, but thankfully the game was just about done then anyway, so we'll give them their goal, and I think there was a few bears at both teams to score, Rangers to win, so they would have been cheering that one in.
Aye, bizarrely. Aye, bizarrely. Right, Bridge, we better get these phone lines opened up.
Go for it, bud.
Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, good result against the team in one of the top 5 leagues, as they say, France, Italy, Spain, Germany and England. And we went there and we won comfortably. I don't believe they've lost a home all season, AK. and we went there.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, and
Yep.
yeah, their form's maybe not the greatest. But as we said the other night, it's slightly better than ours, and we went there, scored 4 goals. Honestly, never seen that coming. Never seen it coming. AK.
It's just what Rangers is, though, Ox, when we can play really poor against a Motherwell, against a Kilmarnock, an Aberdeen, a Dundee United, and then just go out and produce that. It doesn't make sense. I know we can kind of try and make sense yet. It's merely an open game in Europe, and you've got both teams trying to attack. The other one in the Scottish League will sit deep, and they're not looking to break on you. But you're up against better opposition, up against better players, better standard of player. They're 5th in the French League, as you say. I think they were unbeaten in their last 5, but that puts us into a great position in the group now. I think we actually sit 8th in the group with just 3 games to go. So we've gave ourselves a great chance of qualifying for the knockout phase, that's for sure.
Aye. And we're not playing, not getting my points up against all the teams that are bottom of the competition, you know. But aye. Listen, Bridger, as I said, I didn't predict it, and hopefully the team can take confidence for it.
Well, yeah, the great expectation now, and it has been a number of times in the past, the recent past, is we're going to march on for there. And who are we playing at the weekend? We're playing St Johnstone away. Well, we must go out there and mollocate them, mustn't we? If you know what I mean. But I don't know if there's very many Rangers fans that are that confident right at this moment in time. And okay, maybe once I've thought it through and let it settle, they might believe that these guys will be able to go there. I think I said last week, maybe the week before, that there's one thing you need in your team. No matter what happens, you need somebody to put the ball in the net, and probably have a good centre forward to do that, and other people to put more in. But I'm afraid with Dessers, you're not getting it. You're just not getting it, and you saw that last night. So that might make people think, you know, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle it? And so on and so forth. I'm quite confident. I think we're going to leather that mob come Sunday or Saturday, whatever, Sunday. So we'll see what happens.
Aye. Listen, you can if Danilo can get his fitness, you know, I don't want to put too much pressure on the boy, because obviously the good game last night, scored 2 goals, made a goal, and showed something different. But you could have a bizarre with Dessers as went, scored 3 and 3, and ended up going for first choice striker to third choice striker, aka.
Aye, well, listen, competition for places is what we want. You know, that's why the manager builds a squad there. You've got a similar position there actually in the centre half position too, aren't you? With Proper and Balogun battling to see who's going to part or suitor. So Aganami, Danilo, obviously use them domestically, and Dessers. I think the big man, I think he rewards getting handed a start again on Sunday. And, you know, you never know. He might grow into that role, confidence. He's got goals now. You know, I don't know if you've seen the wee clip, the video behind the scenes last night. It was great when Rangers players outside, I'll tell you, the Rangers players went out to our fans at the end of the game. Stadium's empty. The players actually were shoving Aganami forward to take the adulation off the support. So that was a nice touch for them, and it should, you know, give him that buzz, you know, to reward the fans again in future.
Just a quick side note, how funny does it look to see a football player playing black boots?
How
it's changed, isn't it?
It's centre forward too.
Yeah. And that moustache.
Usually pink or purple or something, yellow or something. You know, things have changed. Aye, listen, mate, may have put out his elbow, but we'll see where it takes us. And then you're right, competition for places. We've not had that. I just want to mention Raskin again, Bridgeman. I thought he was outstanding last night. You know, I've criticised him in the past, and I think arguably this is the fittest we've seen Raskin. And misplaced his passing. I've been critical of his passing in the past, but he looks as if he's got a bit between his teeth. He looks as if he's matured. And if he keeps that standard of performance up, he'll do for me.
Oh, yeah, he is a great wee player. And I've had him doing his, actually mostly joint with young Connor Barron. And some weeks, I just didn't know which one to pick, if you follow. I mean, they were really good on the team. But I think, of course, I said that, they're not going to be able to put that type of game in. Sometimes they're going to get marked out of the game, if you follow what I mean. I thought Raskin had a smashing game last night. I thought Barron didn't know too bad either, but Raskin was very, very good last night. But once again, we're back to this same old. I know we're praising him and that, and I don't mean any harm by it, but when we're going forward, we must find our man. There's no good running 20 yards with the ball at your feet, and then you try to push a 30-yard ball, and it goes to one of theirs, and before you know it, they're behind us, and they're getting into our goal. That's because of poor passing. So, yeah, we must smarten them up. But, yeah, I can't disagree with you. I thought Raskin had a smashing game.
Akey.
Aye, just to carry on for that, I think that was a good observation, Oxford. Picked that unit as well to my boy. I think Raskin had an excellent game. I think he's actually stepped into the kind of Lundstrom trust mode. He's got the manager's trust in there. And I think that was a big thing for Clermont, and it was a big thing for missing Lundstrom going forward this season. So Raskin stepped into that role. Him and Barron have developed a really good relationship there. Diamondi, hopefully that goal will kind of kickstart him conference-wise as well. Again, there are loads of positives to pick off of that, but it's putting that back into domestic stuff now. And that's what the Rangers support want to see. They want to see us back in a winning run, and that starts again on Sunday. But how many times have we said that this year already? After good performances in Europe, we need to carry that on. So come on, Rangers, let's kick in and see what you can show us.
So Raskin, for me, man of the match, I thought, as I said earlier on, I thought followed by Jeffrey, except Barron done okay, and obviously Englandman's going to grab the headlines. He would maybe be a lot of people's for MOM, but I thought he had a good game and bring something different. I liked his trying to take the ball in, working up against the centre halves and not getting free kicks away, competing and trying to use his skills, because he's undoubtedly got ability and can do some nice things, and he's raw. I would use that term, raw, Bridge. But if you keep up that level of performance, you'll also do for me.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I want Danilo to be my centre forward, but at the same time, I've always said I'd love to play with two up front there. I'd love him to come up with a system that includes two up front, and you got a really good player, and there you get two good players there. And I'd hope they would maybe complement each other, but it'd be wonderful to see two of them, clever footballers who can hold the ball, hold the ball and wait, which is another great thing, and use it back the way, lead people on. I would love that to happen, and I can't compliment that boy enough. I thought he had a smashing game last night, and he could have scored maybe 3 or 4 goals himself, so a bit unlucky, but seriously. What some moves, and he made them all himself. Let's put it that way. He made them all himself. Brilliant.
I want to mention Jeffrey again, AK. I don't know how you've seen it. I thought he did a reasonable game as well.
Aye, he did. He offers something going forward for sure. Defensively, there's still wee issues there, but him and Bajrami seem to link up well. McCoy's was slating Bajrami a few times, right enough, for no tracking back his runner, but he seems to be more conscious about what's happening round about him, and certainly offers a threat going forward.
That pace he's got, you've seen the athleticism. I don't know if it reminded me when you chasing after the Jack. The way when doing that, the way in the second half you see them overlap, and he's got some engine on him, AK, yeah, and it's an asset, mate. It's a big asset. No, I'm not saying like Ingerman. I'm not saying he's a finished article nearer. There's something I like, but we'll see where it takes us on his journey as well.
Absolutely. He's what, 20, early 20s, isn't he? So he's got a good future ahead of him. If that's how he's starting, he's going to be a good gene for us, and hopefully progresses even better. Even unleashed a cracking shot early doors in the first half as well, which just went by the post with his right foot. So there's something there, definitely.
What are you thinking, Bridge?
Well, I like Jeffy. I think he's a smashing player. And I thought we saw the young lad, I can't remember his name, but the young Turkish boy coming in last night, and he didn't look on top of his game at all. And I thought, well, I'd rather have Jeffy stay back there, because there was talk about whether you put the young lad back there. And I'm saying the young lad, he's probably older than Jeffy, the left back. But I liked what they did. They kept him up for a wee bit further forward. But it didn't set the header on fire. A couple of times he got the ball, made some lovely runs, but he couldn't finish the passes he was looking for, But Jeffy, 100%, he's your left back. To me, anyway, he's got to be a left back, 100%.
Aye, and what he's done is, listen, I'm not saying he's switched on totally defensively, but he's coming winning headers in the middle of the park, and he's going forward with that pace and showing an appetite. Yeah, I like him. I don't think he's a class actor at this moment in time. I like the fact that he's got that pace. I like the fact that there's more power to come from, and I think there's a development of a player in there. Whether it works out, that's open for debate, AK.
Aye, well, I like the fact he's about 2 feet taller than Yilmaz, I know.
Yilmaz, that's a boy's name.
But no, you're right.
That's a bit of height. That's a bit of heightism. I don't think we can stand for that on here.
Sorry, Yoda. He's got all the attributes to make a good career for himself. So, I just let's enjoy him while he's here, and hopefully we can make a good profit on him.
Well, we want him to be successful, and people chapping at the door because he's done well, and we're successful. That's what I'm looking for. And obviously, if you're successful in Europe or you play well in Europe, it adds to your value, And listen, when I look at him, I don't think he's 20. You know what I mean? Sometimes I look at him, I think he looks older than me, Bridge.
Well, I don't know about that now. You're going a bit far. But no, he does. He doesn't look 20. He looks slightly more, a wee bit older and more rugged than a 20-year-old. But he's got the pace. Once he settles down on the game and on the pitches, and he doesn't get. He's starting not to get caught out. Sometimes he follows it. He follows a player, and it's a rank player, because he moves himself slightly out of position, and before he knows it, there's somebody down behind him, But I think he's getting there. I think he's got all the pace. But when AK was saying about him running through and having a shot with the right foot, well, personally speaking, I think that's somewhere where once he gets away from whomever it is that's chasing him, I think he should start to think about winding up and hitting it with his left foot. So move the ball into the right position and do it. Admittedly, sometimes he can't do that because other players are coming in. But if he can get that ball into his left foot to have a dig, I'm sure he's going to score goals. I'm sure of it. If not, the keepers are going to make some good saves, and the ball can bounce it out. That's what I think, and that's what I want to see from him. I think he's a smashing player. Always have.
If I was doing one-on-one drills with Yefty, they'd be simple, like, yeah. Obviously, you'd be coached him and watching, showing him defensive videos where he's going to be. But if to bring an asset to his game, we've seen that he can hit the ball with his right foot, and he can strike it. So he was unlucky. So you would have him. You would have the thing set up, and you wouldn't matter if you had other players there. You just have him doing the left one drill and throwing it in with his left, putting it in, and you want him to put it between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. Yeah, put it in
Aye.
there with your left, go down the wing, go down the flank, and then come back in, run inside, get the cones, and have the mannequins, or maybe you on Bridgestone, and just
I call that Dessers.
to be fair, he did put some bend in it to get used to it. So you'd have to, and then have him come back in with the right foot to go with that, to go inside, and that would be the drill for about half an hour, just with him, that one-on-one, just to build his game. And I think that the boys get that appetite and that desire. He can just improving that wee bit with that pace he's got. He's reasonably tall. He's good in the air. There's an asset there. No, that's no saying that you're teaching them about. That's no teaching them about his job at the back, AK. I'm just saying that would just slowly but surely get him that wee bit better, like practicing your pitch if you're a golfer, yeah.
Aye. Look, anything to improve his game is certainly worth working on. I think Clement intimated that they've been doing the same with McCausland, cutting in on his left and having a shot. Scored in Malmo. I think that way. I think he encourages Czerny to do the same. He encourages Bajrami to do the same. So anything that's causing a problem for the opposition, then it's good for us. But as you're saying, if he's cutting to the byline and hooking it back, our strikers need to know the area where he's going to hook it back to. That should be already ingrained in them. So that's a good bit of work on the training field to work on. I take it you're taking that training session, no, Clement?
Well, if you want to improve, mate, it would make sense for me to do it, wouldn't it?
Oh boy.
That would do it for me.
No.
To be fair, I would have to do it for the other side of the park. But anyway, we'll be joined by Southside. Southside.
All right, you touting your non-skills here, are you?
Aye, brilliant.
I'm just saying where I'm weak, mate. I'm just saying I'm where I'm weak,
Yep, fantastic result last night for the famous, and a fantastic support, sang loud and proud. To go to France and score 4 away goals in Europe at any point is a good achievement, no matter who it is. And I thought last night they were really good. Should have probably scored more. But listen, 10 points. 10 points we've got in this group.
There's about 6 goals left in there in that second half.
The ones we left at Olympiacos and all, in Malmo the first time. But, you think back to Malmo, if we scored that goal, a couple of goals that we should have scored there, we'd be sitting with 12 points in that group, 1 off the top. No bad for a team that's struggling and not doing very well, but we've done well in Europe, and we need to hopefully continue that type of form. And probably now we're switching the team about a wee bit with some more players coming in and coming back. I'll maybe make the difference in the league going forward, hopefully. That's what we want to see, and that's what we're hoping it will make that difference. But aye, some achievement last night, and well done, Glasgow Rangers.
Some achievement last night, and well done, Glasgow Rangers. Man, spot on. AK.
Aye, evening, Southside. Glad you made it back in one piece, mate. Hope you enjoyed your stay over in the south of France. But aye, no, you're right. What an achievement. I think that's 7 games now Clement's went unbeaten in Europe. So that's something to work on. So aye, well done, Gaffer, and let's kick on.
I must say that I agree with AK there. Well done to the gaffer for doing that. I just hope he's got his league games hat on, and he's changed something slightly in there to get the guys to play a similar brand of football at league level, and that would do us fine, because we desperately need to win a couple of games, 2 or 3, and it actually gives you a chance to build. We've not had the chance to do that due to ineptitude in our team. But I hope the manager's going to put somebody out, maybe even the same team, put them out and let them run, see what happens.
Southside, 2 of the ones that shone for you last night, mate.
If you take away the goal scorers straight away, because they're always important, innit? They always shine. I thought Raskin was outstanding. Again, was good to see him back. He's now free injury, hopefully. and it's shown in his performances. Have steadily got better and they've been decent. Journey, I thought, had a good sort of first half. Although when Bajrami ran through, I think he should have gave it to Journey. Favoured left foot. He would have just put it right in the corner. Thought Jeff did quite a good game. Thought Suter and Proper were decent. It's really a decent performance. The only thing I think Sterling sometimes, when he gets the ball out in the wing, there's times when you think, right, go and burst into that space that's in front of you and go and try and link something, but he sort of hangs on it and plays it inside. But defensive-wise, he was solid, and that's what we've been looking for. And Ignaman, I did say on here, I didn't think he was just ready yet because we'd seen positions he took up, but by the way, what a performance he put in. He looks a sturdy wee guy, he looks as if he's got a wee bit about him. Took his 2 goals well. Probably should have had another one when Rami gave him it, but it wasn't to be. But his overall performance, his link-up play, controlling the ball was really, really good. So I thought it was a good, but a wee bit disjointed near the end when we brought on a lot of the subs. But I thought he was doing right with bringing on Ridvan and getting more game time into his legs, because he might have to spell him with Yefty at one point maybe, just to get more game time into him. And it was good to see one of the young academy players coming on and getting a wee bit of time as well, Ox.
Aye. Great evening. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed some of the performances. I don't disagree with a lot what you've said there. I gave Raskin man of the match, and I don't know if anybody sees it different. I think Eggman might grab the headlines, AK.
Aye, well, he grabs the headlines because he's double the brace and the quality of goals that he scored. But I think you're right. I would have gave it to Raskin as well. I actually thought Butland was a bit more assured in the defence as well. Anything that came his way, he seemed to deal with it. Obviously apart from the free kick, but any shots for distance or that, he was coming to catch them or parry them, and I think that gave a lot of stability to our defence. But going back in the subs as well that Southside mentioned, that I thought the gaffer actually made some good subs at good times in the game, with McCausland coming on for Czerny and Tavernier coming on for Sterling with half an hour to go. It was a time to put the feet up for the guys. The game was won at that point. And then 10 minutes later he brings on Yilmaz and Dessers and rest Diamondi and Igamani. So I think it was a good night all round for the Bears. So well done everybody that was there. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Igamani is in the Europa Team of the Week with a high mark.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Listen, I don't want to steal your bubble, but AK, I believe you've got a start for the people out there that might surprise them.
Aye, no bother. Give me a wee set, I'll just look at it. I've seen a wee table that I think UEFA printed off today. The last 5 years in UEFA competition, Rangers sits second for the amount of coefficient points. Now, Ajax are the top, but second in the last 5 years. So they're ahead of the likes of Man City. I think that's Dinamo Zagreb, PSG, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Liverpool, all the way down to Real Madrid, Barcelona. So Rangers sit second for points accumulated in Europe in the last 5 years. What an achievement. Well done.
It's medal, Southside, did it? Absolutely.
Well done to the Rangers for that, I'll tell you.
Well, that's when you've looked at how we had to try and we're rebuilding the now, but when you've seen how we had to try and rebuild for when Warburton and that had to bring us up the leagues with McCoist and McCoist first, obviously, and then what we've had today, and then their achievements since then is we've tried to go with some fantastic results in Europe. And Stevie G brought a lot of that back. When we were travelling across Europe, you felt like when you were going away, you think, well, at least get a draw today. The night at worst, that's the way you felt, because of the way the team were playing and they were settled and they were a settled unit and they knew their jobs. But aye, fantastic achievement to sit there second and Ajax tapping it.
Medal.
In 5 years. And we've played the Benficas, the Villarreals and all that as well, and then Portos and all that, So we've been out of the journey a couple of times. We've been beat by, I think, that Leverkusen team that played us at Ibrox. They were a step above us, weren't they, that night, Leverkusen?
Aye, I don't think EVG's team were ready for that Leverkusen, but they obviously, that team get bust up after that, and a lot of them went for a lot of money, didn't they?
Of course they did. Aye.
They were a decent side. You know when you've seen a top side. There was something else somebody sent me today. I don't know. My phone was pinging a wee bit, but the new manager of Man United when he was at Braga. Now I don't know if this is true. I didn't even know he was the manager at Braga because I hadn't looked into him that much.
And when we beat them,
they only lost 2 games. I was there, and it was against us twice.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if it's true.
I hope it's third time lucky, I know. Aye, that's a good start to have in our locker as well. Listen, this isn't a new thing though with this team though. I mean, Southside intimated there, even under Gerrard, we struggled sometimes domestically. Obviously, our cup record wasn't good, and we lost some silly games in that and dropped some silly points. But we always seem to raise the bar in Europe, so that this isn't a new thing. But what the supporters want is just a level of consistency of performance. We can't have us having the highs in this last night and then the lows of a Dundee United or a Ross County or something. We want some level of consistency, and it's about winning. That's what our club's all about. So put that level of consistency and high performance into domestic matches now, please.
Yes, well, maybe there was a tune, so let's hear from you. I might have caught the bull fox off his guard there, Southside. Might have cut him off his guard. Talking ages.
Looks like it. Maybe one of the verbal warnings. Is that what you get for that? Just a verbal?
Well,
written warning.
When you're on a final written, you usually go to the next stage.
No, that's true. No, I think we need to I think a verbal. I think he'll understand if he just gets a verbal warning for that carry on.
He might be looking at his old Jeffy movies. Anybody who's seen that?
Or that French league match.
Yes, he likes them. Nice up top, then.
2 up top, always.
My God!
What's up with you, Bridge?
Shocking.
Right, okay, well. I've got a message for Terry, but I cannot read it out of there. Oh, dear. Right, okay. Right, we'll get the jingle and the tune, but come and join us. 0141 356 1972. Let's be honest, everything at week 4-1 last night, the phone lines went off the hook. We've had a great night. Yes, I get it. I get the frustrations. I'm not alone. Louise, I get it. With the fact that the inconsistency, as AK says, but we've got to enjoy last night, even if it's only up to Sunday, Southside.
Listen, it's hard to get results in Europe, right? And it's important for us to get to Europe, but first and foremost, the league and the cups here in Scotland is the priority all the time. It's got to be in. Listen, we can go and out it, hopefully. We've done it before, and then we had a wee kick on, and then we dropped points. But hopefully, by the amount of players that's sort of coming back now as available, he can rotate a wee bit, and hopefully we'll just start getting on a wee winning run now. And that's what we need to do. And that's all we're hoping for. We go to St Johnstone Sunday, 12 o'clock kick-off usual. But we need to get the job done. And maybe having Danilo in the park or Ignaman starting, or Danilo, he might start just to spell him and whatever. I don't know how the manager will think. They think the majority of the players that probably started that game think Raskin and Barron and things like that would start. So there'll be a nucleus of a squad there. They might change 1 or 2. But the most important thing is we need to get the win. I'd like to think we could get a win with a few goals on Sunday. That's what we need to do. We need to score first, and we need to score again second, get the 2 goals up in the games. Then they've got to change their game plan. Any team you play. At 1-0, they can still stick to their game plan. Like Dundee United goal, he was doing it, just taking ages for take-by kicks and all that. Even at 1-0, they'll do it. But if you get 2-0 up, it changes the total mentality of what they've got today. And that's what we need to do in games. We need to be scoring 2 goals to get us into that lead, and then hopefully we'll add to it. But if no, we need to make sure we get the 2 goals up, and it takes the pressure off everybody at Ibrox or an away game.
Goals change games. Goals change games.
Correct.
Yes, okay.
I agree with that, Southside, and you're right, goals do change games. It's about getting into that comfort position where we can afford to bring on a Bailey Rice or a Cole McKinnon or that and see what they've got. Even young Finlay Curtis is doing well for the B team. So the more times we get in that comfortable position, hopefully the more game time we can afford to give these boys and integrate them into the squad for the future.
Aye. What I will say about Bailey Rice, you can't judge him last night, AK. You can't judge him, let's be honest with you. He came on, he's trying hard and nerves and all that. I get all that, yeah. He made a couple of fouls. I get that also. One, I thought he showed a bit of streetwise, but maybe at the time of the game and the score, there was no need for it. But however, what I will say, yeah, he looks physically ready. Where he's up to speed yet, it's up for debate, and he'll need to maybe change his game slightly as he develops because it's slightly faster at a different level, but he looks physically ready.
Aye, and that's a bonus. I just like the fact that he wasn't on there to make up numbers. He was willing to put himself in the position to make an impression. He made a couple of tactical fouls, as you say, but it was for the benefit of the team, and that's what it should be all about. So the more we see him, he was well spoken about. He'll obviously see the kind of plaudits young Lennon Miller's getting at Motherwell. He knew was ahead of him in his development there, so he's playing a wee bit of catch up now, so he'll be keen to make a good impression to the manager and the supporters to get more game time for the team going forward, which could give Barron a wee rest here and there, and Raskin, you never know, could be utilised more.
Oh, at times you'd want to get into after park. Would you agree with that, Bridge? Because you might be playing again. If you've got the score, you could argue that if you had the players, you'd have took the 2 of them off because they cover some ground, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely, 100%, and all over the pitch. Obviously the manager needs to judge it, but you don't want to tear their game apart by leaving them out unnecessarily. However, the manager's got to gauge it, and he's got to be able to gauge it against, let's call them lesser teams, and that's normally when a manager would rest a few players and let people in. But I'm afraid our record this season hasn't been great, even against any of the teams in our league. So we have to build up. They may have to use them constantly for, let's say, another 6 months or so before they can actually do that and start to rest them one week after another. When we're playing a big team or a wee team. And obviously they're the best players we've got at the moment, in my opinion, and they're showing it. I'd hate to think we're going to leave they 2 out of any of our teams, but I get the point, and I understand fully that there are times when you've got to be able to rest your better players and let them truly get a rest, even if they're sitting on the bench, and bring them on for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. But personally, if we're not doing well, obviously get them on the park as quickly as possible.
Aye, listen, they'll not play all of these games, they might play all the games Southside, but they'll not play every minute because the games are just coming thick and fast right through. Yeah.
Aye, the only thing is, like, if you were doing something different, he was going to just say, for instance, he was playing Yefty up one in a game because he thought he wanted to do that, and that would move Pizrami. It might take Diamandi out the team, where he might start with they 2, Raskin and Barron, and if he's on the bench, then he can come in and obviously change for him. We've not got many players that can come in and change for they 2 at the moment in the middle of the park. So they either start them with a view to trying to get them off, because let's not be kidded, the games are coming thick and fast, right? You don't want them getting any injuries or getting a serious injury. But they're the engine room of our team, and they're the only two we've got that are playing well right at this minute in time and working well together. They're forming a partnership. So it'll be horses for courses, but I think they'll probably play the majority. But the view will be to try and get them spelled off the park at times. So we need to get comfortable in these league games going forward. So we can do that.
All right. Listen, we have reached that time of the evening. So get yourself a mute, gentlemen, because we're going to have a tune.
All along the walls of the Ibrox halls are pictures of legends of old, making history for the world to see, the stories of glories unfold. We are the legendary Rangers, we wear the legendary blue, today, forever and for always. We are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won, and we all remember their name. We are the legendary Rangers, we wear the legendary blue, today, forever and for always. We are Rangers through and through, and there is no doubt what we're all about when we face the world and say, bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away. We are the legendary Rangers, we wear the legendary blue, today, forever and for always. We are Rangers through and through. We are the legendary Rangers, we wear the legendary blue, today, forever and for always. We are Rangers through and through.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Have you better the bugles there for Mr. Fox? You enjoy that one, Southside?
But did he get that out his cupboard? That a record he played or something?
That's a 78, mate.
I know, I was thinking that. But aye, it's something different, isn't it? No heard that on the bus at all, I'll give you that. I've never heard that one on the bus.
No. Oh,
No even when we played tapes.
There are enough trumpets on the bus.
You'll never be on it anyway, don't you worry.
I'll take that as a bite.
Right, okay. Serious question, AK. Has that result give even more criticism to the team and the manager because of the frustration, because you're saying, there we go again? Yeah? Bizarre as it seems, we get that result and you think, you scratch your head, you're puzzled there.
Aye, well, listen, it's understandable, isn't it? I heard the Snyder night people saying it's bizarre, it's, confusion, and sums up the team. But listen, it's up to I put it down to more the mentality of the players. They need to get that mentality right. You can't raise your game when it suits in the big lights on the stage. European football, to wear your jersey, you've got to go out there and win the battle first and foremost, and do whatever it means. I just think we lack leadership on the part in Scotland, in particular. We're missing, we've not got Alan McGregor commanding our defence, batting orders. We've not got a Connor Golson, we've not got a Lundstrom, we've not got a Scotty Arfield or Ryan Jack. So somebody needs to step up and fill their roles in the team. So Clement's still got a lot of work. He knows that himself, though, that's the thing. He knows that. But we could be doing with leaders out in that part, and a wee bit of guidance for the young boys round about us.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I really don't know. I think if you get a quality of player, the game's changed. I don't know if you need that type now. I think the game's changed, the way it's played, and the way it's officiated. I think that some of that stuff's been out the game. I get it. You need good communicators. But what we don't know is, because in the park, who's a good communicator. I don't know what you think of that. Southside, then Bridge can jump in.
I'd be expecting certainly be leading by example. Tav, if he's on the park, should be leading by example. But Proper should probably take a bit in that as well, being an experienced player, even though he's just arrived at the club. He's experienced at 31 or 30 years of age, so you'd like to think that he would be one of them as well, unless their personality, like Raskin or Connor Barron, Diamandi. I think, well, although Raskin and Barron are leading by example in the park, probably we're getting about the park and that and putting in good performances. Diamandi doesn't look like he's going to shout at people or Cherny, really, does he? Bizrami at the moment in Dessers. He'd just smile at you if he was on the park, no? So, we may be lacking that, but the thing is, once you get into a win and run, then it's not really about who's the leader, who's helping. It's about they grow confidence, they start to probably play well when they're picking up the results, picking up results first and foremost. So that probably helps breed the confidence, and then maybe certain players will maybe speak out, but they should challenge each other in training when the standards are down. That's what we need in the club. We need people, if they're no pulling their weight, to be tell. But football's changed. You're listening to managers and now talking, and managers are saying you can't shout at players right anymore because they would just crumble. Some of them, it's not like the old days when Ornat had them pinned up against the wall and players were calling each other out. Some players were rolling about in the dressing room. Nigel Spackman and Andy Gorham at half time in one game against Aberdeen at Ibrox. That happened. But no, you wouldn't get away with it. But you just we need to get back to winning and winning consistently. I think if we can zip the ball a bit quicker, we've got some more football-minded players on the park. Hamza Ignaman looks decent. Looks if he's got a bit about him. So if we can get him sort of up to speed and he's starting to maybe nick goals, Danilo, a different type of player again, busy running about the box. Hadji can come on and maybe make a difference. And hopefully you've got Cherny and you've got Bizrami in there. It's about keeping going at teams, keep it going like we did in the second half against Dundee United. Keep that intensity going, and eventually and hopefully we'll get the goals that we need. But I can see we've got other players there, and Cortez will be a few weeks away, and Tom Lawrence will be coming back, who you can fling in the mix with maybe 20 minutes to go in a game, who can score, as we've seen at the start of the season, but we don't think you'll get a good 90-minute performance out of him. So we've got players there, hopefully, that will make a difference in that final third. Even Matondo in a few weeks' time, when he's going to use him, he has got pace. So it's things that we need to... We've got people there that just need to go in that part and perform, which they've not been doing, some of them. So that's what we need, Ox. But I think we've got a bit more option now around about the front areas, especially with Ignaman and Danilo being in the squad now, and looks like they're ready to go now.
Right. Bridge, man.
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything that Southside said there. It's great. I think everything we need to do is in our words there, our Southside's words. I agree with him 100%. the thing we need to do, we need to, obviously managing to pick the games they can rest. And I mean just rest, I don't mean drop them, just rest them. Or play them up to the first half, you know, and see how everything going, and bring the other guys on as substitute to get their legs going. There's many ways to skin a cat, but the cat needs to be skinned. We need to get players playing. We can't put too much weight on. For instance, Barron and Raskin. There's got to be times when we can easily take them off with confidence, without sort of hurting them, you know. So I agree 100% with what South said, 100%. Well said, man, well said.
You want to come back in, AK? You know, the game's moved on like society in general, but some people are still back in the dark ages, you know. Don't put yourself down about
it. Listen, we just want to see a winning Rangers team again. We can hark back to...
all the players you mentioned were all British, mate, eh?
Yeah, aye, but...
Is there a coincidence in that, you think?
I think Gerrard built the team deliberately like that. You know, he had this Scottish connection because he recognised, obviously being at Liverpool, him being that homegrown player. You know, that's how he brought in the likes of Andy Halliday, but it wasn't a coincidence. See, when he brought in Stephen Davis and Jermaine Defoe, that was genius, because he not only brought in two class players in the kind of twilight of their career, they were great influence on the dressing room. Davis on the park, you know, he was just that guy where calm everything down, and you know he could dictate play around about him. Jermaine Defoe could put the air around Morelos. Clement is just rebuilding his team now, and he said there, you know, that his rebuild didn't start last year because the goalposts have moved, so that's why he had to sit down in June there with Bennett and, you know, form a new structure, to form a full infrastructure for the team. But going forward you're 4 months into the season. Big games came too quickly for us, you know, Dynamo Kiev and Celtic away, but the thing about it is that it takes time for the team to knit together, and we're seeing it in spells, but we're not seeing it consistently, and that's where he's got to address the problem. But going back to your point, we need an identity in there. I don't know who it is. I mean, we've not got a Souness or a Ray Wilkins or a Stephen Davis or that to come in there. I don't know who it is, but we need somebody to give us that link back into the team again for me.
You ain't going to buy a Souness, a Ray Wilkins or a Stephen Davis, mate. They don't come along that often.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Certainly not. Listen, you need to get back to winning ways. We've got the squad we've got. When he wants to add to it, we'll see who he goes for and which nationality the player might be. But I think there'll be a bit more experienced, the players that we're going to try and get going forward. And the window in January is not always great to go, but I'd like to think we've got at least 2 or 3 targets in mind that we could look at and might have a chance of getting, with a view to getting them in that 6 months early. But it'll come down to depends on what clubs want and what the player, if the player's available to come. But we need to try and refresh it, certainly, in January, and hopefully maybe even get 1 or 2 out. And that's the way we have to go. We need to add to the squad. Squad needs to get better. But listen, last night was a good performance, and that's all you can look at. Good result, 10 points in Europe, which a lot of people might have doubted we might have got. And we look forward to the next one, the next 2 games coming up before Union. And hopefully I'd like to think we can beat Union at Ibrox anyway, as I said before. So we need to try and see if we can get something out of Tottenham and Man United. In Europe, he's been tactically astute. The team's done well. So who knows? We'll just have to go with it when we get there and see what happens on the night. But so far, so good.
Aye. It's going to be interesting. Again, it's getting people out the door. It's going to be quite difficult. No, there's a few, you know, and you know, decent money, and they're not giving us any value for cash. And you'd like to, if you can move them on, get some money in and get them off the wage bill and bring in first team players. You know, no guys that are just not contributing in. That would be a real bonus, Bridgeman, wouldn't it?
100%, pal, 100%. The people we bring in, you know, everybody knows how I feel about local players and things like that. So I'm not going to make any suggestions what we're doing that way. But I think the manager's be able to make his own mind up who he wants to bring in. And whoever he brings in, and I mean this for the heart, they'll get my support. I'm not going to sit and criticise too much. If the guy's a good player, he'll be a good player. But I'm happy the manager was a pick who he wants. And Southside said it, AK said it, and many others have said it. We need to get players in the door, and we need to do it right. Get them in, get them right, make sure they're going to be Rangers players. They're not going to be Rangers players right away, I don't think. Maybe Rangers supporters with a bit of luck. So if we can get that, then that'd be really good. But we need them in. We need them. You can see them now. The people coming back for injury. Some of them are going to be okay. They're going to come straight into the team with a bit of luck. But they're going to be 100% fit, not for a while. But we know they're good players. Every one of them are good players, for sure. Every one of them. So I just want to know, and you guys can tell me what we're going to do with Dessers. That's my question.
Mr. Fox posed us a question, and I don't think you heard it, Southside. Yeah? So, AK, you know what's coming, yeah?
Aye.
Right. Here's one for you. Why did the support like SIBO, but they don't like Dessers? Right.
SIBO or Dessers? I don't know, actually. Try to think back. Remember he come back against Aberdeen, shaved his head, didn't he? Was it Aberdeen he come back? He had a shaving head and he scored. I don't know. I think he was all heart and all desire at that time. Try to think back. He had a good record sort of before we bought him. I think was it Slovan Bratislava he played for?
Let me check again for you. Aye, you're right, mate.
Aye, he signed him for there, didn't he? Because I think he was there
Signed
no
him
about
for Austria Vienna, mate.
Austria Vienna. He must have went there then.
We sold him. Do you know how many games he started for us?
I don't think it was that many.
I would guess
12.
7.
7. There you go.
He
One goal?
You're not far away, mate. His total goals
3.
were 2.
2.
Do you want a bonus point for the teams?
Was Aberdeen no one?
It was one, yes.
He's doing well. He's on form.
Dundee United.
No, you were nearly right. Hibernian, no Dundee, Hibernian.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yes, my 2 goals. Aye, but can you answer the question?
No, really, no. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it was just that bad. We just wanted them to score, and that's how we thought. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. He did get plenty of songs, didn't he, Sibo?
AK.
Oh, I don't know either. I don't know. Desperate Dan, they used to call him, didn't it? And now we've got Desperate Dessers.
I quite like that one, AK. I quite like that one. Desperate Dessers.
Or we're desperate when they see the ball coming near.
Oh, please.
We need a quality striker up front. There's no doubt about that, Ox.
You never know, mate. They might have a gem. I mean, I'm not saying that obviously one good game doesn't mean nothing, but you never know. You never know, mate. Something that's a wee bit different. But aye, it's bizarre. By the way, when I checked that out, I thought he'd started more games in that Southside. I really did. But he'd come on about 19 times a sub or something like that, no?
Aye, it was a hard one. How long was he actually there? Just a full season then? Season and a half? Somebody must have been running a bit. I can't even remember that far back. He would have played with. So I think he played with up front when he came on. But I don't know.
No.
It was against Zeta in the Champions League, and the team was McGregor, Hutton, Papach, Queller, Weir, McCulloch, Ferguson, and Dammy, Adam, and Chris Boyd, and John Claude Dasheville, and he came on in the 82nd minute. Yeah, along with Nacho Novo and Kurt Broadfoot. So that was in the 2007-2008 season. That was his last game. So he left just after that minute. So he was raised for just over a year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Much did we pay for him? Did it?
Don't know, mate.
Oh,
I'll
hope it was a free.
You've no answered the question.
Because I don't know the answer. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe, I mean, he did try. He was running about and he just couldn't really get the ball in the net. You know what I mean?
Sounds like Dessers.
Well, in fairness, Dessers is.
Dessers
I mean,
does.
Dessers does. He doesn't
God.
do it often enough. I mean, how come? I mean, he missed that last night. It's
Made it and missed it.
it's
Made it and
unbelievable. You only had to just knock it forward towards the goal and it would have been in. How he actually puts it by the post is unbelievable. But no, I mean, he's got 20 odd goals last year, so I suppose he'd probably marry a hit than what. But how he's more popular, I don't know. I really don't know. You not got a theory on it, no? No, exactly, aye.
You're asking us all the questions and you don't know.
The only thing I can say was that the support liked his attitude. And sometimes that Dessers' attitude is went against him, that flirting, that lazy attitude when it's not going right, and then the silly fouls and all that, and maybe, you know, I don't know. But bizarre, as you said, he scored 10 times as many goals as Sebo does. Sebo was fondly, everybody likes him, and there's big Sebo. I don't know. I really don't know, but it was a belter for Fox, you know.
Aye, it was a good one.
Right, talking about belters, AK, you know what we're going to do now?
Is it a Southside Super 6, is it?
No, we're going to have a wee quiz, mate. I'm going to
He set me up that belter.
Right, I believe you've got the question, Southside.
Yes, I have.
Right, so who wants to go first? Bridge or AK? Right, I'll toss the coin. Heads or tails, AK?
You get that ring. You get that ring.
If it was Dessers, I'd miss.
Right, get yourself in mute because we're going to have Southside Super 6.
Hi, welcome
to
Southside Super 6
for the 30th
for
of
November the 30th.
My first selection this weekend is Brentford to beat Leicester. My second selection is Newcastle to beat Crystal Palace away from home. The third selection is Nottingham Forest to beat Ipswich. The fourth selection is Partick Thistle to beat Queen's Park away from home. The fifth selection is Barnsley to beat Bristol Rovers. And the sixth selection is Coventry to beat Cardiff. If you take all six, it pays 30.61.
£30.61 AK, you put £10 on that, and how much do you get back?
Zero. He's sponsored by Paddy Power this week. He's appeared in their adverts.
Well, hopefully this is the week, Southside. Turn the corner, eh?
Aye, start of December, innit? It's time to get the Christmas presents in.
or the ways are not being in.
Aye, need to be something like that.
Beans and toast for Christmas dinner.
I mean, you're popular, you're well liked, and you're not getting charged a big Sebo.
I I tell you what, I'll make you laugh. Now you're laughing. See, last night on a build a bet,
Aye.
there was about 7 or 8 things, right? I had Diamandi to get booked, I had Czerny to score or assist, I had Rangers to win, I had one of their players, one of their strikers to have a shot in target, I had something else, can't remember what it was. Aye, them to have the most corners, and I needed Sterling to commit 1 foul in the game.
I never.
Never committed a foul the whole game. till he
And
took
his
off.
I thought you were
His
going
number
to
went up for the sub.
I thought you were going to tell us you Dessers to score anything.
Oh no. Honestly, just Sterling to commit a foul. That was it. No. So he had a flawless performance.
Flawless, aye. Flawless.
Southside was on the come on out when his number went up for the sub.
It was like, you're kidding me, Owen.
Oh, well, unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Good luck this week, mate. Hope this is the week.
Yeah, start of December, innit?
Aye.
Just about start of December, so aye. Let's hope it's this week.
Come and join us 0141 356 1972. Right, so we'll start putting last night behind us, Bridge. We'll start looking forward. What are you thinking? Do you think there'll be a few changes? Do you think there's any chance we'll see Hadji Danilo starting? Or do you think he'll go for the team that played well on Thursday? We've got a game again on Wednesday, so 3 games in 6 days. So you've got to be sensible, Bridge.
Yeah, I think you're right, but the game we're talking about is an away game, and I think if we can, I would play the same team for Thursday night. I think we're excellent and keeps them. Hopefully, it would keep the momentum going, the shape going, and let the players do what the players are going to do. I think it's good. I think it would be good for them. However, I take my hat off to other people because they can actually sit down and think these things through. My bent on all this is keep the team the same until such times as it's needing changed. And that might mean just the manager saying, "No, you've had enough, come off," But really and truly, I think the continuity you might get if you played the same. As long as there's no injured, right? As long as there's nobody injured, keep the same team and you can start changing at half time, resting people. That's the way I would see it.
Okay. What are you thinking, AK?
I would go along the lines Bridgeman suggested. I would keep as many of the team as possible last night. The only one that I think he might go for is bring in Balogun for Proper and possibly play the rest of them the same. That's what I would go with anyway. And hopefully we get a few goals. It's no happened this year many times. As you say, I think we were on with 2 away goals we've scored all season. I was looking there previous games. St Johnstone, we've played them the last 10 we've only lost 1 to them. We've got a decent record up McDermott Park, but they played two games more than us. We're 11 points ahead of them, but they've actually scored the same amount of goals as us, but they've conceded quite a few. So I think there's an opportunity there, hopefully for the team to carry on for last night and maybe score 3 or 4 goals, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. What are you thinking, Southside?
Tav will bin it right back. Dessers will be up front. I think he'll maybe Balogun, but maybe no. I think you could probably keep the defence the same, and I think probably you want to change it slightly because you want to try and keep players thingy, but you could probably go with the same team, to be honest. Start it, and it's about how you want to go and get the first couple of goals. You don't want to be not each and you played 60 minutes and that, or 8 players are still on the park, and your idea in your head's to get 1 or 2 of them off because of the game on Wednesday coming up and then the game the following Sunday at Ross County. So, but you could probably start with more or less the same team, I think. But I'd like to hope we'll get a couple of goals up and then we get certain players off the park, because we should have enough on the bench to bring them on the park to replace certain players that you definitely want to rest up. And Cherny would be one of mine. If we were up a couple of goals early, I would just get him off.
He's became quite an integral part. His stats are pretty good, mate.
His stats have been starting to show now since the European game where he missed the one, put it out of the bar. He's been involved in a lot. He's an intelligent player. He's starting to track back as well and help out. I think it's just about him and Sterling trying to forge a sort of partnership together when Sterling's got the ball and trying to get us up the park on the right-hand side. But he's certainly adding, he's scoring goals for a position where we've been struggling for a long, long time on the right-hand side. He's got far better numbers now than I think that Kent would be getting us in return, although he's playing on the right. But that type of player, when you wanted somebody like him, and Kent we relied on, that could go and take players on and could show a bit of magic at times, and sometimes done it and delivered. But he's been pretty consistent the last wee while. He's an experienced player, and he's got good vision and ability. So as long as he keeps adding and chipping in the room, mate, that's what we're looking for. He's on loan and he's contributing. I'm sure he'll start to enjoy it the more he's contributing and scoring, and we're winning. But I like him as a player.
AK, thoughts?
I like Cherny. I think for that time where the wee fallout with the crowd at Hibs, Clement took the arm around him and had a word in the ear. You know, you don't win a battle like that with the Rangers crowd. You know, just get the head down, show the right attitude, the right application. That's what we're looking for. And Cherny certainly showed that. His goal contribution is right up there. I think he scored 5 league goals, 1 assist. He's obviously scored in Europe as well. So his numbers are there in what we're looking for, but we need other areas of the park to contribute as well, and that's obviously including corner kicks and free kicks, anything to get his goals, get the confidence up in the team, and hopefully others can contribute the same. But no, I like Cherny. He's only on loan the now. He's I get a feeling he's another Malik Tillman or a Sima. But he's making a positive impact in the team, and that's good for us at least.
Bridge.
I can't argue with any of that. I think he's a super player. He got all the skills you could ever ask for. He scored some smashing goals for us. That was a nice goal he scored last night. And you can see he's starting to come down the park, wanting to pick the ball up and run with it. Lovely drop of the shoulder. He can go either way. I think he's a really, really good player. But I think he's maybe late 30s. Late 20s, into 30. So he may even be older than that. But I don't know if Rangers would want to sign him as long as there's no fee involved. Rangers may want to get another loan for him, because if he goes, we don't have anybody with those skills. And to buy someone with those skills would cost us quite a few bob, unless we get him through the young youth sides. But seriously, he's a really good player, and his contribution's absolutely superb. Some lovely crosses into the box. I'm longing for him to have a go at the free kicks and take good free kicks. That's what I'm longing to see him do. He's not a bad corner taker, but a wonderful player. And we're going to be sadly missed if he goes. Sadly missed. And like that big boy Silla, was it Silla his name was? The big fella, Sima, sorry. He was a smashing player for us as well. But I think this guy is going to be more important than Sima was as well. I think he's a smashing player. So I don't know what's going to happen. My goodness gracious, it's a great player, great to watch. Everybody likes him.
Yeah, his numbers are going up, south side there.
Aye, because he had played in the Euros or something, hadn't he? And he kept saying he needed a bit of time to settle. And some players take a wee bit of time to settle, although he's an experienced player. And at the moment when we needed somebody to step up, we kept saying we can't just rely on Dessers when he was on that run of form. now he's contributing and getting involved in a lot of things and assists. So hopefully it'll continue, and the more we get him scoring, the centre forward scoring, if it's Danilo or Ignaman it's coming in to play, or Dessers, as long as you're hitting the back of the net as well, it's all a contribution to the team. But he's playing really well. He's an experienced player. He's a good vision, good balance, and hopefully we've got more to come for him.
Aye. Just enjoy it, see where it takes us, because he's going to score. He is going to score the odd world there when he comes in with the left foot and it works. It's going to be spectacular. I think he can be that kind of player. There's been times in his short Rangers career where he's frustrated me, and he'd run a poor form and then cultivating when he missed the chance against Leon. But since then, he's thrown a great attitude, AK, and he deserves all the success that might come his way.
Absolutely. As I say, he showed a good reaction there when he wasn't playing well and he was getting frustrated with himself and obviously the crowd and what have you. But he showed a good attitude, a good character to bounce back and know what might affect his game too much, and just answer back with your footballing ability rather than go through the media or mouth to the crowd, because you don't win the battles, Ox. We all know that. But no, I like what I see out of Cherny. He's certainly offered a positive impact. Bazrami, I'm looking for more out of him as well. Maybe it's because he's out on the left, he's not got the same influence. I thought that put this to Southside. See the likes of Finlay Curtis there. He's doing well. I think he's a kind of left winger. Why are we bringing on McCausland when we could be using that boy out there in his natural position? Is it just a trust thing with the manager, or is it? I think
the other thing is, listen, I'm not sticking up for him here, and I'm only saying potentially it could be this. I'm not saying it is. He could be trying to get the fringe players who are pushing game time to keep them ticking there. Southside.
Aye, because they're starting to come back. When Ridvan come on and obviously Yefty didn't go off, then I thought when it was down to Banmer sub, I thought, we'll no see Finlay Curtis tonight, just because he'll not play him on the left, because we've already got Ridvan and Yefty there. But he chose Bailey Rice to put into the team. He could probably put on Cole McKinnon. He was there as well, and he's been on the bench a lot more than Bailey Rice has. But he chose Bailey Rice, and he's a great talent, Bailey Rice. But probably because we're trying to get these players a bit of fitness into him. Ridvan comes on because he's trying to get fitness into him. Obviously, he would have used probably Hadji and Danilo had they been available. So I think they two, if one doesn't start, I think definitely the two of them will definitely be involved on Sunday against St Johnstone at some point in the game.
I don't disagree, mate. I don't disagree, you've got to be sensible. I would imagine the next 3 games straight we're on that Sports Science will come into a lot of it, if that makes sense, Big.
Aye, and possibly because, AK said maybe bring in Balogun for proper, but he might decide to take Suter out because he played 2 Scotland games and he's played the games that were started back, and you're looking ahead about games you've got coming up. So there might be a chance that if he takes one player out the centre defence for one game, if he chooses to do it wouldn't surprise me if it was Suter, because he might be hitting that red zone or whatever they call it in the things that they look at. But you'd like to think that if the two of them are playing well, you hope you see them turn out again the following week. But you know how it's looked at nowadays with Sports Science.
Aye. Sometimes that can be frustrating, but we'll see, because the trouble is if you get a player and he's turned the corner and he's then going the other way with momentum, we can fall quite quickly and bridge by that.
Yeah, very quickly, for sure. I want, obviously I'll not be there because I don't do the away games, no fit enough. I want to see Rangers going out on Sunday and just playing the best that they can. That's all I want, the best that they can. I don't expect us to be top notch, same quality as we were in Europe, because you have to do you kind of build yourself up for these games.
Aye.
But against a league game against St Johnstone away to home, I still want the same players to play, but I want them to be able to play. I don't know if they'll be able to ever to play as well in a league game as they do in a European game, simply because of the effort that's put into it. But I do want us to go and win. We desperately need to win a league game or two. But just win a league game. Start with one, please.
Well, I'm just selfish, mate. We're going the wrong. I don't want to lose a league game from now to the end of the season, but that's just me. But what I will say is, Bridgman mentioned effort there, AK, and is this the problem? We're letting teams play in their way of the game and we're not getting that press to just go and get the ball off them constantly. They'll make mistakes. Hopefully we can create something to get a goal. But to do that, you've got to have people buy in and they've got to work hard, don't they?
Yeah, of course you do. You've got to have runners, you've got to have invention, you've got to have creativity, you've got to offer something different. And I think that's where Hadji and Danilo coming on last week, they certainly influenced the game in a positive manner. So I think you're right there, Southside. I don't think they'll start on Sunday, but I think we'll definitely see them going forward. You've got to do the basics, Soxtier. You've got to work harder than your opposite number, and you've got to have the motivation there to strive to win for the team, win for the club, and win for that support. The team enjoyed soaking up the adulation for the support last night, and this is a feeling our support can give to the players going forward. Heard Diamondi after the game there last night talking about the support. Iganami's getting pushed to receive the applause of the support. The more that happens, the more good feeling they should feel about it, and that's what our club's all about. It's all about winning, though. And our support will definitely let you know if we're not happy with the performance or the result.
Aye. Listen, the supporters are entitled to their opinion all the time. Southside, innit? Sometimes I would rather be trying to get behind the team. That people would say you're old-fashioned, Southside.
There'll be support will certainly get behind the team on Sunday. Always time of support that travel are always usually boisterous, so they usually get behind it. But it's down to the team, first and foremost, to make sure that they're playing well and
get the old bear anthem.
Aye, get the old bear anthem going and stuff like that. But it's down to the team. And I just think, hopefully, this is a platform that, because we've got players and we can maybe now and again, we can maybe move the odd player about. It's just about trying to refresh your team at times, but you've got to have the quality.
John Big Graham, evening, Graham.
Good evening, gents. You all right?
All right, mate. It sounds you're in the kitchen, mate, so if you're making something, we don't want to hear it, mate, because you'll make us all hungry.
I was just in the kitchen making a cup of tea there, the wife sent me in. I just wanted to phone up and see.
Everybody, listen, I know, I mean, I'm myself, Southside, we're real men, but Bridgman and AK, they know their place.
No, tell me about it, mate. I'm just back. Exactly. I said, I'm just back. I was way down the south of Spain, Torremolinos for a couple of weeks. I just came back last night and I watched the game. And I said, I went out with the wife for a wee end in the night. And I came back and I thought, God, I need to phone you. Honestly, what a night. Honestly, superb.
Are you talking
I do want to say one thing.
Are you talking about the night with the wife with the ending? Was superb. Are you talking about last night's game of football?
No, I'm talking about last night's game of football. No, it's spicy. See the reactions, you just landed. Honestly, what I want to say, you see the Rangers support last night in France?
Yes.
Honestly, I just want to say one thing. A couple of my pals were over there. See the way they were treated before, during and after. Honestly, boys, see the support they gave us last night. It was superb. You can't beat that,
Mm-hmm. Aye. Maybe, and I include myself, and we've all sat in our hands at times, and maybe if we all got behind the team from start to finish like that, some of these poorer performances wouldn't have been so poor. Just an observation. Southside, you want to chip in about last night?
Aye, listen, last night I know the sport was treated shabbily for getting to the stadium with the buses at the pit on, and the way they conducted it when they got to the stadium, they'd only let off the bus off and they had riot shields across the buses, and the way they done it, there was still Rangers fans in the place where they were picking their ticket up at 8:25 last night for a 9 o'clock kick-off. There was a lot of bears no in the stadium in time for kick-off either last night. So there's a lot of stuff that Rangers have come out with a statement, and I'm sure some of the stuff, and rightly so, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to just get to the game. I know with a pick-up point, you had to be there between 3:30 and the latest was 6:30, and then when you went to the pick-up point, you were surrounded by the riot posts, and they wouldn't let you back out this park. So unknown to people turning up, that you were going to be held in there once you turned up, or you might have turned up a bit later. But aye, it was a bit it wasn't great getting to and from the ground by all accounts, and something that Rangers have come out and said so, and obviously some of the way the police carried on at the hospitality section, which was attacked last night, and all by their ultras. So there was a lot of things kicking off, but hopefully Rangers will get the stuff together that I've asked for and then put it to UEFA, and we'll see what nothing will get done about it, mate.
We were loud and proud last night.
Loud and proud last night, mate. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Loud and proud.
Honestly, a couple of my pals were over, and they were treated shoddily for the minute they got to the end of the game. But honestly, they said what a night. So anyway, gentlemen, that's all I want to say. See, as long as we can keep that form.
Yeah, wait a minute. Graham, we've got a question for you.
Okay.
Right, what did you have at the curry shop?
The curry shop. The missus had a chicken tikka and I had a lamb bhuna. Lamb bhuna, all the trimmings, pilau rice, naan bread, and you know also see one of the ice creams you used to get. Remember the frozen ones? They had that. What a lovely dinner it was.
Did your missus have your usual pashani naan?
Oh, she's sound asleep in the bed dinner, so she'll not be happy.
He's tired of it. Well done, Graham. I'm proud of you.
Again, listen, gents, I hope we keep this on to Sunday. And as I say, I think things are looking up for us, if we can.
Yeah, mate.
Listen, can I just ask one thing? See if we played the way we did last night, do you think we can win the cup final?
Well, it's a different game, Open. I'll tell you what, if we take our chances, we've got a chance, mate.
Honestly, 100%. Listen, lads, thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. And you know what? No surrender. Here we go. Thank you. Good night.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. What a perfect night for him. Look for a curry with his missus, and then he's on the show talking to the bridge man. Bridge?
Yeah, it'd be screaming there. A lovely night, eh? And yes, we want to do it, but we want to get that momentum, continuity and momentum going, and we will do well in the cup final. I'm quite sure of it.
Goals change games.
Absolutely, pal, absolutely. And that they could see the hunger in the team building up last night. They chased everything. When they lost the ball, they chased it back and so on and so forth. So I was very happy with that. Somebody coming in, somebody's phoning in there.
Yes, we've been joined by John. Evening, John.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, Bushman. Good evening, AK. I'll tell you a question I want to ask is, see the amount of money we get for each game away, when you're playing in the
Europa.
Uh-huh. And then by the time you take off players' wages, obviously flights, hotels, etc., how much roughly does the club get profit out of that? One game.
It wouldn't be as much as you think, John. But
no,
obviously there's a lot of cost there. You've got the players' weekly wage, and then you've got the bonuses when they get a result. So the players get, let's just say, they get quite a large chunk of the pie, Southside, didn't they?
Sorry, would you say that? The what?
They get quite a large chunk of the pie.
Aye.
But
I don't know. It's like you say, it's all money that's got to be done in the use and whatever the costs are, John. I don't know. But
it's just after the show last night, you just sit with your own thoughts, and I'm saying to myself, I wonder how much we actually get. I'm thinking coming forward to the January window, and so see if can I go to spare if they want to buy.
I think we could have a couple of loans. I think a couple of players challenging for the first team with loans, maybe loan before you buy, and then try and get some people that no contributing. They don't want to free up even more cash. AK?
Aye, evening, John. Aye, I think we've still got some wheeling and dealing, shall we say, today with the squad to get players out that we need that's no contributing, that Ox has said before, Matondos and Lawrence and Dowles and that. We need to try and get them off the wage bill and utilise that wage to bring in better players to strengthen the squad going forward. So there's a lot of business to be done. We're starting to get the places on board for the CEO, the chairman, and fill other roles in the academy and stuff. So the whole infrastructure is getting rebuilt within the club now, and it's sort of basically give the Clement or whoever the manager is in the future to give them the tools to build a team for success. So that's starting to go in motion again. It should have probably been done a couple of years ago, but we're doing it now. So the things are starting to move, hopefully in the right direction.
Aye, as I say, I just wondered because I thought I knew myself it wouldn't be like thousands. You know what I mean?
We're basically brought in about roughly 10 million less gate receipts. Yeah, we've done in Europe, but I remember, I don't know if it was it Carol Naismith back in the day, and he was doing one of the podcasts outside, and him and one of the other young boys were sitting on the bench at Old Trafford when we got the draw, and they were saying that was 10 grand each extra, wasn't it? They were delighted. I remember that story.
Callum Reedford, if you remember Callum Reedford, the goalkeeper, a young boy. Callum Reedford sat on the bench and he got a 10 grand bonus back in the day. He'd be lucky if he'd been on about £300 or £400 a week at that time. But he got the bonus. That's what happens if you're in the squad and in the pool and the team. You know what I mean? At that time, so you need to get back and see Reedford.
Can I come in on that just for a second? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just to say, I think the guys that were in our team for last night deserved whatever bonus they got, because that was an absolutely fantastic result for us, for the club. Really happy. Just to say that.
For last night, but I find them for Saturday, mate.
Take it back, Adam. Oh, we were going to give you that. You're not getting it, you know.
But maybe that's how they'll play better, because they know there's a bonus coming at the end of the night.
You're not the first person to say that, John.
Mm-hmm.
Have their thoughts. AK.
Wise man said that, Ox, yeah. That's how Souness used to run his ship. You know, he invited the English players up, knowing a great wage compared to what they were on doing in England, but the bonuses they were getting was far superior. So that gave them the incentive and the motivation to win matches and win trophies. So it's not a bad idea if you can integrate it into the team. You know, so good shout, John.
I just wondered last night. Well, I'm on my own anyway, but you just sit and after the show, Ken, with all the chat and different things, and that just come to my mind that. So I wonder what the situation is with how much we actually get that's going to be there in the bank for players, eh?
Aye. Listen, it's like when we put on a game at Ibrox. Yeah, we bring in a lot of revenue, John, but there's a lot of costs as well.
Of course there is.
Yeah, there's a lot of costs. Right. Did you get to see the goals, John? Did you get to see them?
No, but I have a friend that you will know, and I'll see the match.
Oh, no.
I will see
Not
the
another
match.
friend of Oxshare's.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Did you
Uh-huh.
have you been speaking to him in the last 20 minutes? Say?
I certainly have.
I see.
And last night I spoke with him. I always do.
Right. Okay. You're a terrible woman, John. Yeah.
I know. I know.
You'll enjoy a couple of the goals. There was a couple of decent goals in there, Southside, weren't there?
Aye, certainly was. It's just all right, couple of errors, but it was good that Ignaman read the back pass that was coming and he nicked round the goalkeeper with a bit of plum, didn't he? And obviously second goal was decent as well, two good finishes. And Tierney actually just didn't have any backlift for his shot, did he? When Ignaman just sort of touched it to the edge of the box, he just sort of swung his leg through with the standing leg and had a pop at goal. And listen, he said a lot of criticism, Diamondi, and he didn't have a fantastic game, but he was in. You knew he was in the game last night. And I've seen people think these 2 weeks he doesn't work hard enough in that, but I thought he put a decent shift in, and the way he chased that ball in, he flicked the goal. And so I heard somebody saying, did he really mean it? And I'm thinking, well, what do you think he was trying to do? Put it out for a goal kick or something? He wanted to try and get something on it, and I was delighted that he managed to get the reward because he'd made a few runs last night and wasn't picked out. Ended up he sort of ran offside. So it's a good ball for Sterling, gets an assist, and I thought he finished it well. Ox for the amount of criticism he's had, especially for the week before, because he was honking against Dundee United.
He was honking. We've got to be fair. Well, we've reached that time of the evening. Last word for your good self, John.
I'll come on the famous Sunday and think I was going to say, I think we'll scalp them. I'll use that word.
All right. Hope you're right. We never really get any Sunday's game because I think we're still caught up too much in last night. But last word for your good self, Southside.
Aye, looking forward to Sunday. We trip up to Perth. I'm sure I'll see my big mucker up there on Sunday. Hopefully we'll put on a decent display, get the 3 points down the road with the injuries, and I'm sure the Bears will be loud and proud as always. So thanks for having us on, and as always, there's only one team and one crown.
Do you think they'll be putting advertising on their empty seats?
There'll be a few this time round. Their chairman did say if it keeps up, he's going to give us an extra stand for next season, if they're still in the Premier League. But no, looking forward to it. I'm not happy about 12 o'clock kick-off. It's an early rise on a Sunday morning. Force a liquid breakfast, and but it is what it is. It's all about supporting the team. So we'll be up there at 12.
You never know, big man. You might have an early night tomorrow night.
I might have to. You never know.
AK, last word for your good self.
Aye, never. Enjoyed the show again, Ox. Thanks to yourself, Bridgeman, the techie team, everybody that's listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. All but Sunday now, back to domestic football. Come on, the Rangers.
Here. That was good laugh, mate. The one and only Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? Oxley had a marvellous show tonight. Really good discussions and topics. Excuse me. How can I just say it? AK and Southside, thanks for helping me through tonight. And obviously, Techie Boys. But to all the Rangers fans listening in here to this week's programme here, Rangers Radio, massive game coming up on Sunday. Biggest game of the season for the Rangers. Biggest game of the season. So let's go out and mollocate them and keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. Keep it going.
Yes. Thanks to Graham and Joan for joining us. Southside for coming in. AK and Bridge for doing the show. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. This is going to please Fox. Rangers Radio will be back at 11 o'clock with a build-up to the away fixture against St Johnstone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take it away, Old School Blue.